power generation is shifting away from traditional steam Rankine cycles. Engineers are now targeting the supercritical carbon dioxide Brayton cycle, where CO2 is pushed past its critical temperature and pressure into a supercritical state. Operating near this critical point gives the carbon dioxide a liquid-like density. Because the fluid is so dense, the required turbomachinery shrinks by up to 10 times, and the physical work required by the compressor drops drastically. But capturing that efficiency relies entirely on one specific operational bottleneck: the precooler. The precooler has a strict mandate. It must prepare the CO2 for the main compressor by dropping the fluid's exit temperature down to 304.15 Kelvin, a number remarkably close to its critical point. If the precooler fails to hit that precise temperature, the compressor takes on too much load. The efficiency of the entire power cycle hinges on a single heat exchanger forced to operate in the most unstable fluid regime imaginable. That instability happens in the pseudo-critical region, a highly volatile, narrow temperature band sitting just above the critical point of the CO2. This chart maps the fluid's specific heat capacity. Inside this boundary, CO2's ability to absorb heat violently spikes, reaching values 40 times higher than liquid water. Simultaneously, as the temperature shifts across this exact same narrow boundary, the fluid density drops off. Inside the physical pipe, these rapid property shifts don't just happen longitudinally from the inlet to the outlet, they occur radially, shifting wildly from the edge of the pipe wall to the center of the flow. Inside this boundary, supercritical CO2 stops behaving like a predictable gas. It acts as a chaotic, highly sensitive hybrid. Traditional thermal engineering relies on empirical correlations, specifically the Dittus-Boelter and Jackson format equations, to predict heat transfer and pressure drop. Those equations were designed for simple geometries. But modern precoolers rely on chemically etched, zigzag printed circuit heat exchanges to maximize their internal surface area. When you force a pseudo-critical fluid through a zigzag channel, the mathematics break. These low degree of freedom equations cannot account for the rapid, simultaneous radial and longitudinal property variations happening inside those sharp turns. Designing a zigzag precooler with these standard equations guarantees inaccurate sizing, leading to critical pressure drops that cripple the system. To bypass those low-degree equations, engineers establish ground truth using high-fidelity 3D RANS Computational Fluid Dynamics. To accurately map the fluid's micro-variations, the CFD solver requires high-resolution real gas property tables fed directly into the model. That level of accuracy carries a massive computational cost. A single high-fidelity simulation using shear stress transport turbulence models takes between 10 and 26 hours to run, and that timeframe assumes the simulation is running in parallel across 48 high-performance computing nodes. CFD provides perfect thermal visibility, but its computational weight makes rapid parameter sweeping and iterative design impossible. The solution is to extract segmental average data from the CFD runs and use it to train a surrogate machine learning model. We use a specific deep neural network structure, a multi-layer perceptron containing 2 hidden layers. The network ingests a 5-parameter input vector: Prandtl number, Reynolds number, density, viscosity, and thermal conductivity. To optimize the training and prevent exploding gradients, the network relies on a Levenberg-Marquardt algorithm paired with ReLU activation. From there, the output layer predicts the exact 2 variables the engineer needs: the Nusselt number and the friction factor. The resulting deep neural network acts as a highly specialized mathematical surrogate. It memorizes the nonlinear physics of the Navier-Stokes equations, completely removing the computational drag. We can see how this performs by running a head-to-head validation between the traditional Dittus-Boelter correlation and the trained machine learning model. The left graph plots the traditional correlation. Predictions fail to track the physics, capturing only 39% of data within a 10% margin. The right graph plots the machine learning model. It maps 99% of the data with 90% confidence. Because the ML model replaces the complex physics solver with rapid inference, the total solve time drops from a 26-hour supercomputer run to under 10 minutes on a local CPU. High-fidelity thermal analysis is now fully decoupled from massive compute dependencies. Engineers can rapidly test the absolute limits of the physical system. That speed allows us to deploy the model in the real world. The trained neural network is hard-coded directly into a custom precooler design and analysis code. This analysis code evaluates the heat exchanger cell by cell, dynamically calling the machine learning model to calculate local friction factors and heat transfer coefficients as the fluid state rapidly changes. Because this loop evaluates in minutes, engineers can sweep through thousands of parameter variations, adjusting mass flow rates and inlet temperatures to map the operational boundaries. We use this speed to hunt for the sCO₂ cycle's most destructive thermodynamic hazard, the internal pinch point. An internal pinch point is a specific location inside the heat exchanger where the temperature difference between the hot carbon dioxide and the cold cooling water drops to absolute zero. This graph charts the specific heat capacity. Because the CO₂ fluctuates so wildly near the critical point, the rate of heat extraction suddenly mismatches the cooling water's capacity to absorb it. When that happens, thermal transfer inside the pipe completely halts. To hit the required exit temperature, despite having a massive thermal dead zone, the physical length and volume of the heat exchanger have to be massively increased. This heat exchanger bloat drastically increases flow resistance inside the unit, causing severe, prohibitive pressure drops on the sCO₂ side. If you design a system blind to the internal pinch point, you guarantee a critical pressure failure. Using the ML-driven analysis code, we can map exactly which parameter combinations cause those pressure losses to spike. Looking at these temperature profiles, we see that pressure losses are exceptionally sensitive to the targeted exit temperature and the mass flow rate through the channel. Pushing the exit temperature too far below the pseudo-critical mark or forcing the channel flow rate too high drives the pinch point deep inside the precooler. The model uncovered a definitive rule. To avoid the pinch point, the ratio of the hot and cold mass flow rates must be carefully balanced against the ratio of their specific heat capacities at the exact pseudo-critical temperature. Deep learning accelerates the mathematics, but its actual value is in uncovering the exact aerodynamic and thermodynamic boundaries required to make next-generation energy systems a reality.